So my husband is in the background with headphones on, but I'm still very embarrassed to film in his presence, so I might be a little awkward, like more than usual. I apologize. First of all, guys, I would like to apologize for sucking a lot more than I had originally planned on sucking. I said maybe every 2 weeks to cut myself some slack, and I think it's been like 3 or 4 weeks, so I'm already sorry. But here's my excuse. I got a job for a minute, and it had crazy hours, like waking up super early and then coming home at like 8 p.m. It was not a fun job. Fancy meeting you here. If this is the first video of mine that you've seen and your initial thought was, wow, that's an exceptionally short haircut for a girl, then I have a video for you. I will put it up here, wherever those little pop-up things are. I'll figure it out. It'll be there. And then after you're done with this video, you can go watch that video and see why I have such short hair. Today I'm going to talk about 6 things that I wish people knew about chronic illness that is not really obvious and people probably don't know. It never ever goes away. I have had my chronic illness for like 8 years now, 7 or 8 years. It's always there. It has not changed. Well, it changes a little from day to day, even from hour to hour, but it's still always present. So when people hear about it for the first time and I'm like, yeah, this sucks, I don't feel good, and then they're like, oh no, I hope you get well soon, it just kind of makes me laugh inside my head a little bit. I know they mean well, but it's like, thank you, but I will not do that. So, still a nice thought. It's a good sentiment. It is not very healthy for me to constantly be focusing on being cured. I know a lot of people, when they first hear about my illness, they'll send me a message like on Facebook or Instagram and say, hey, that sounds like this other thing that my friend has and you have similar symptoms and this is what helped them, or I have had this chronic pain and this is what helped me. Try this crazy diet or do yoga. Everybody says yoga like it's this magical pill that's just going to help everything. It doesn't. I'll tell you, I've tried it. Even just strangers that I meet and somehow it comes up, they're like, oh, you need to try this magical water or whatever. And it's just not very healthy for me to constantly be focusing on being cured because I know I never will be. There might be something that could help it feel better, but it's not gonna cure me because chronic illness, it doesn't go away. Like I mentioned, I think in my first point, it can change. It varies from day to day, and it can even vary from hour to hour. So just because there was something that I could do today doesn't mean that I can still do it tomorrow. And the other way around, just because I was unable to do something today doesn't mean I won't be able to do it tomorrow. It changes all the time. It's very unpredictable. You just kind of gotta play it by ear. I wing it a lot, you know, see what I can do. And then most of my friends and family are, actually all of them I think, are very understanding that if they're like, oh, here's this thing that we should make plans to go do. And I'm like, I will plan on it, but I don't promise because I could feel like crap 5 minutes before I have to leave. And most people are very understanding of that I cannot make definite plans all the time, that not all wheelchair users are paralyzed. I've seen a meme a lot where there was a picture of a lady on one of those like scooters at the store with it's like a motorized scooter and it has like the cart in the front. And she stood up to grab something on a higher shelf and they were like, oh, it's a miracle that she can walk now. And it's like, no, it's not. She probably can walk. Maybe she can only walk a few steps at a time. Maybe she can walk like normally, but it's really painful. Like that's how it is with me. I can walk a lot if I have to, but it's very painful. And it will be painful for the whole rest of the week. So I recently was able to get my own wheelchair and I'm not paralyzed. So that's something that I wish more people were aware of, because people can just be kind of rude to someone who like stands up and takes a few steps or, you know, out of their wheelchair. That would be called an ambulatory wheelchair user, or I'm just a part-time wheelchair user. It means I can walk, but I shouldn't all the time. Another point that I wish people would realize is that having a chronic illness or disability is very expensive. So even if you are able to find a job that will suit your needs or will accommodate to your needs, it's still expensive. You have all the doctor visits. You probably have like multiple different kinds of specialists for all the different problems that your body has. And then you need to, like, in my case, I buy mobility aids. I have a couple canes, a walker, a wheelchair now. And I was actually fortunate enough that my parents bought my wheelchair for me because it was like thousands of dollars. It's very expensive, and I don't just have that money lying around. You might also, depending on the chronic illness, like if you need feeding tube supplies or a special diet maybe, there's a lot of equipment that goes into it. And then if you need other special concerns like a special diet that will help ease your pains or inflammation, or just meds can get pretty up there. Even with insurance covering them, they could get kind of expensive. And depending on the disability, like if you're always in a wheelchair, or something else that I can't think of right now, then you might have to make accommodations to your house, like shorter counters if you're in a wheelchair, or like just easier things to reach. Some people need caregivers, and that's probably expensive. I don't know, because my husband takes care of me, so free work, free labor, it's pretty nice. And the last, most biggest thing that I want people to realize is that I am not faking it. I promise you. It gives me so many limitations. I don't know why I would want to fake something like this. And I'm also not lazy. If I need to sit down, or if I need to take a nap because the fatigue is fierce, then it doesn't make me lazy. It means that I'm taking care of my body for what I need to be able to do. Anywho, that's 6 things that I want people to realize about chronic illness. If you have anything to add that you wish people would know, or that you found out about a friend with chronic illness that you didn't realize before, leave a comment down below and we can have a chat. I always love having chats. Also, if you liked my video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. If you didn't like my video, I would still appreciate a thumbs down. If you would like to see more of my videos, subscribe, and I think there's a bell that's supposed to tell you when I upload, which I'm gonna do my best. I do my best. Doodles! People hear about how I'm not... Oh, I need to stop that. Oh, how many times did I click that pen? Okay.